Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday, the 12th day of September. Today is Video Games Day. I'm not really a big video game guy.
No, I've never really was.
I played like Pac-Man and Mario Brothers and stuff when I was younger, but I know they've gotten way better than that since, technology and stuff. International Day for South-South Cooperation. Okay. National Hug and High Five Day. Get over here, Heidi. National Just One Human Family Day. National Police Woman Day. It is National Report Medicare Fraud Day. That seems quite specific. National Chocolate Milkshake Day. National Day of Encouragement. Are You Okay Day. National School Picture Day. And Programmers Day. Did you look forward to School Picture Day?
Except for the years that I forgot it was School Picture Day, and I showed up and I had to have my picture taken, and I looked terrible.
Oh, yeah. I remember I fell on my face on a playground and skinned myself up good, and I had Picture Day 4 days later. That was the worst. I think it was third grade. Wow, it was terrible. It's also Thursday, which means we have a Dear John letter. We'll get to that before you know it. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Scientists have long recognized the power of the mind when it comes to healing, but now researchers say they have a placebo pill that actually can help, even when a patient knows that it's a placebo pill. The just published study carried out during the height of the pandemic, scientists from Michigan State University, Miami University, and the University of California, San Francisco looked into these honest pills to see if they could provide relief before patients were forced to prescribe actual meds. Two groups of people were assembled, both with moderate levels of stress-related COVID-19. What? Oh, stress-related to COVID-19. One group was given placebo pills that they were aware of. The other was not given anything. After a few weeks, the placebo group reported reductions in COVID-related stress, lower overall stress levels, and fewer symptoms of anxiety compared to the other group. Researchers say the result challenges the long-held belief that placebos only work because we didn't know they were not real. They're going, no, They knew it was fake, but it still helped. So that's kind of cool. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was born April 21st, 1926, which is why she celebrated her actual birthday every spring? However, the head of the British royal family also observed a second official birthday celebration. It was called the Trooping of the Color. King George II started that tradition in 1748 because his birthday was in November and it was too cold for a parade. So he's like, I'm going to have two birthdays then.
I love that idea.
I'll do that and I'll do another one. So I'm going to do two. Yeah, all right. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com. Gwyneth Paltrow is back. Heidi is so excited about this. Oscar winner and Goop mastermind joining Timothée Chalamet and Josh Safdie ping pong movie, Marty Supreme. It's going to be her first on-screen role since Avengers in 2019. No word regarding her character, or the plot is kind of scarce as well. They didn't tell a whole lot other than it's about table tennis. So, yeah.
Okay.
And just like the movie, Deadpool cannot be killed. Deadpool and Wolverine ruled the box office on the weekend of low theater attendance.
Going to.
Yeah, they've done really, really well. It's over $600 million now.
Woo!
Yeah, looking to see if there's another.
But Reagan. The two of them together are so fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. And the Reagan biopic did really well as well. And we actually
That
saw
was
that. It was very good.
fantastic.
Dennis Quaid stars as Ronald Reagan.
That was so good.
And you can read more details on all of this in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Social critics say we are experiencing a narcissism epidemic.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you a narcissist?
Sometimes.
Would you admit it if you were? Here's the thing. I don't think I'm better than anyone. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not better than pretty much anyone. I know me. I'm not doing too well in many areas of my life. But here's the thing. I just keep on rolling with the punches and having fun. And I encourage you to do the same thing. I would love to do this next thing. I bet Heidi would not. We'll find out. Apparently, there's an app for this. Time Left promises to schedule dinner for you and 5 strangers, if you're into that kind of thing. The app's developers say that making new friends as an adult can be tough, and it aims to tackle big city loneliness one meal at a time. It's now available in about 50 different countries, including the United States and Canada. So when you sign up for Time Left, they ask questions about your job, your personality, your lifestyle, and your dietary preferences. Then it matches you with 5 completely strange strangers that are supposedly compatible with you. Dinners then take place at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday, and they cost $16 just to book the dinner. Then I think you still pay for your dinner, I think.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Those who are scheduled to dine together do not know who they will be meeting until the night before, when the app reveals your dining partners, industries, and zodiac signs. The restaurant is shared the next morning. To help spark conversation, the app unlocks an icebreaker game once the date begins. And again, it's not a date, it's friends, it's guys, girls, whatever. It's just a group of people. After dinner, everyone in that city who has been on a Time Left date is invited to an after party all together at a local bar where they'll all be able to meet everyone and even more strangers. I think it sounds like a neat idea. If you were new and you didn't know people, what a great way to meet people. Heidi is just, though your body language is going,
It's just, to
nope.
me, this would be like a nightmare.
She doesn't even want to go to dinner with people we know.
I don't.
Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
And it's time right now for Dear John Letters. All right, I'm excited to see what Heidi has to say about this. Here we go. Dear John, my wife and I have been married for over 30 years. We have kids who have grown up and moved away. We have grandchildren who come to visit once in a while, but most of the time, it's just the two of us. We had a dog, but our dog passed away last year. I noticed that my wife and I spend much of our days doing different things. I feel like we have different interests, and it seems like we barely even talk anymore. She seems angry with me most of the time lately. I'm not sure what I can do to fix that. She gives me a little honey-do list once in a while, and I do the list and move on. I usually don't even know if she noticed that I finished her projects. Some good friends of ours just went through a divorce. It was hard to watch that happen to someone else. I can't even imagine what it would be like to go through that. I want to do something big to show my wife that I still love her, but I don't know what that should be. We're okay financially, and I thought a trip somewhere might be nice. I know she would love a trip to Greece and that area, but I'm thinking it would be a really nice surprise. But the last time I did something big, I surprised her by buying her a car. She had mentioned how much she liked the car, so I traded her car in when she was visiting our son. When she came home, she was upset that her car was gone. She said I should have discussed it with her first, but then it would not have been a big surprise. Now I'm concerned to try to surprise her with a trip because it's also a big expense. What do? Blow the surprise with the discussion or risk blowing the whole trip with a surprise? Signed, Happy Hubby. First of all, I think it's really cool that you're wanting to do this. But one of the things, before you even do any of this trip stuff, have a conversation. Mm-hmm. I mean, talk to her and just say, I miss spending time together.
Yep.
Maybe she's trying to stay out of your way because she might be feeling the same way. Like, well, I don't want to get in his way. He's busy doing this or busy doing that. And so many times, I think people feel like it's too hard to have these discussions. Wouldn't it be better to have this discussion now than, like you just said, you had friends go through a divorce? And I don't know what happened that led to that, but maybe it could have been fixed with a discussion too. I mean, tell people what you think. My wife over here, she and I, we don't have a perfect marriage by any means.
No, nobody does. And
But-
anybody who says they do, they're lying.
Well, and the thing is, I make dumb decisions on things all
all the time. All the time.
I was just hatching a plan for one. And I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to do this. She's like, why? I'm like, oh, it's not going to cost that much. She's like, we don't need that.
And I have the patience of Job.
She does. She's very patient with me. And then I'll start a project and I won't finish it. She's like, got a giant pile of rock laying out here that's not going to smooth itself out. So anyway, what I would do is I would just talk to her and say, everything okay? And share with her what you shared with us. Say, whoever the friends are, she probably knows them too. It was really hard to see them go through that. I don't want to go through that. Mm-hmm. And, I want to do this, but I also, I don't want to do this if
Let her know,
it's going to concern
I
you.
miss us. Let's get back to who we were before the kids, before everything, and let her know you would love, I think it would be a really good bonding experience if we take a trip, and then the two of you can plan it together.
Yeah,
and then you're going where she wants to go instead of surprising her with a place that, because then she won't be upset if you guys are planning it at the same time.
And here's the other thing. You want to surprise her with a trip? Surprise her with a weekend trip somewhere fairly close.
Yeah.
Something that's very inexpensive. So now you just took off the table the whole, hey, you're spending thousands of dollars and we didn't talk
and
about
we didn't
it.
even talk about it.
Or surprise her with
Even just flowers.
with reservations at a restaurant that,
Yeah.
or even just surprise her by when she's gone, cook dinner.
Cook dinner, have flowers, play some music.
There are so many
Put
ways.
her favorite movie on. There's so many little things you can do that don't have to cost a lot of money.
And I would start there. Do something small and let her know I'd like to do more of this stuff.
And then at your dinner, then you can discuss, I would love for us to take a trip together. Let's reconnect. We need to do things together.
And there is a movie called Couples Retreat. We just watched it again.
Favorite movie. It's
How many
such
times have
a
we
good
seen
movie.
this movie?
Oh, so many times.
It's got to be in the hundreds now.
I have 3 copies of that movie in
just
case something happens to
It's got a
2
backup
of them.
copy and a backup for the backup. But the thing that's fun, if you watch that movie, this is not necessarily a wholesome movie. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
But it's
not great.
fantastic.
But it's a funny comedy movie.
Yeah, and it's a great couple movie. It's a great
and it's
message.
about reconnecting.
Yeah.
And each one of these couples kind of goes through different things where they all kind of learn, and it's a nice ending, But again, so if you just say, "Hey, I'm gonna go we're gonna do dinner, we're gonna do this," and it can be something nice, doesn't have to be super expensive, and then maybe watch a movie. And then have a conversation. Conversations, I don't know if you know this, they're free. It is. Just have a conversation. If you would like to chime in with your advice, I know that Happy Hubby would love that as well. You can do that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mixing alcohol with diet soda results in a quicker drunk than mixing with regular soda. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
That would be why. Remember when we were on that diet and we only drank vodka and Diet Right?
Yeah, Heidi was, she wasn't supposed to drink on a diet. She found a workaround. And look, I'm going to do this. If you've ever had Diet Right, I think it's more like Diet Wrong. But fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first use of toast as a metaphorical term for dead was in the original Ghostbusters film.
Oh, yeah.
So that had
remember
never
that.
been used that way before.
Huh.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
When cut in half, a hailstone has rings like an onion.
Oh, interesting.
Nice. It's got layers, Heidi. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It takes about 3,000 cows to supply enough leather for a full season's worth of footballs for the NFL.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's 3,000 cows. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Your eyes get irritated after swimming and they turn red, not because of chlorine, but because of people who were going to the bathroom
You're urinating.
in the Yeah,
Gross.
that's yuck. Several fun facts. Now, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. It is considered bad etiquette to eat this in more than 5 bites. What is it? More than 5 bites.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
So you're supposed to do 5 bites or less when you eat a hot dog. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, if you eat it in more than 5 bites, that's bad etiquette.
Really?
Yeah, there you go. Mint Mobile question.
Where? In the
I don't-
U.S.?
Everywhere. By me, I made the rules, so no, I didn't really. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Time now for some weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. SpongeBob SquarePants fans rejoice. Fast food restaurant Wendy's is reportedly coming out with their own Krabby Patty burger.
Oh, fun.
A menu mainstay at the Krusty Krab on the beloved Nickelodeon cartoon. The undersea delicacy will be available October, is when it's going to happen. October 8th, I believe, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Does it say what's on it?
According to supposedly leaked Wendy's memos, sandwich will be part of the Krusty Krab patty meal, a premium cheeseburger with Wendy's fresh, never frozen beef, topped with fresh produce, secret Krabby Patty sauce, capturing the magic of the iconic fictional sandwich for SpongeBob fans. That's what it says in the supposedly real memo. I don't know if it is. Wendy's is reportedly going to be selling pineapple under the sea Frosties as well, featuring the restaurant's
Fun.
vanilla Frosty swirled with pineapple mango puree. The TV-inspired food would only be available through November 11th, if all of this is accurate.
All right.
So.
I'm getting it. If it is. If that's a thing, we're going.
All right. Well, we'll have to break our diet for a day. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The 10 most dangerous cosmetic surgeries, Part 1. We're not going to make it through all of this today. We're going to get through the first half, and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. But all procedures carry some risk. There are some that are more likely to result in complications, according to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons. They are the ones who ranked these in order of seriousness of complications, not frequency of complications. I have the entire top 10 list in the show notes. I'm going to go through the first 5, and then we'll do the next 5 tomorrow. But you can see all of them, because if you're thinking about doing these things, I want you to think again. Number 10 is a breast lift, or a mastopexy. I probably said it wrong.
Really?
10% complication rate. Number 9 is an arm lift. I'm not even going to try saying that one. 21% complication rate.
Oh, geez.
Number 8 is breast augmentation, 14% rate. 7 is a butt implant. It's where they do like different butt cheeks. 22% complication. I can't believe we're even talking about this. Breast reduction, 38% complication.
Whoa, really?
And, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first 5. So we'll do the other 5 tomorrow. Like I said, I have the entire list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of radiosavings.com. Our quote today is from Margaret Mead, who says, "Always remember that your uniqueness is what you have, just like everyone else." That's true. Here's the thing that's interesting. I've seen people who try to be a second-rate version of somebody else instead of the first-rate version of themselves, and that always makes me sad. Because I'm like, you know what?
Make you sad.
It does. Because I'm like, you're awesome. Just be you. Do your own thing. Why try to be them? So, you can pretend to be Heidi. You're never going to be her. She's awesome. Be an awesome version of you instead. Eh? Are we on the same page? Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I love this story, Heidi. A 94-year-old woman is moved to tears by a man's act of kindness on a flight. So this is a really cool story. A man's selfless gesture on a flight to Washington has touched the hearts of many. A flight attendant shared this story, and it's one that really needs to be shared. She actually snapped a photo of these two as well, and I'm glad she did. On the flight, as they were boarding, a frail 94-year-old woman was struggling to find her seat. She was a little confused and having difficulty getting through the narrow aisle. Oh. A flight attendant was about to help her when a gentleman said, "Ma'am, can you ask her to swap seats with me?" He was in first class.
That's amazing.
And he got her, and they put her in his first-class seat without hesitation. He stood up and accompanied the flight attendant way to the back of the airplane. When he offered the first-class seat to her, she was overcome with emotion. She said, "Never in my 94 years has someone done that for me."
How sweet
her
is
voice
that?
Trembled with gratitude. She gave him a big hug. Tears welled up in her eyes. "Thank you, young man," she added, clearly moved by the unexpected act of kindness. The simple gesture had a ripple effect on the entire plane, by the way. Everybody's mood changed. Everybody seemed to be in a better mood watching some guy give up his first-class seat to a sweet,
super
little
awesome
94-year-old lady. And here's a quote here from the flight attendant. It says, "It was amazing how his thoughtful act changed the attitude of everyone on the flight." It says, "May we all look for little things we can do to help others around us, to show Christ-like acts of kindness. In this crazy world, let's all try to be the good." So I think that is really, really cool. And here's the thing I love the most about this. I don't even know this guy's name.
Right.
It's not in the story. He didn't put out a press release saying, "Look what I did."
That's super annoying when people do that.
I love that he did this. He looks like one heck of a nice guy. You can see a photo of the two of them. I've got that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.